This year alone, Americans are set to spend over $35 billion on dietary supplements, from vitamins to trendy powders and everything in between.
But are they actually helping or just draining your wallet? Dr. Natalie Gentile is breaking down which supplements are actually worth it and which ones you can leave on the shelf. So, especially with social media, I have to say, the things that you just mentioned, Mikey, have all been served to me a million times. However, I don't know necessarily if I'm even supposed to be the targeted person taking them. How and why do people take supplements in the first place?
I think we also have to understand that a lot of this is targeted algorithms, right?
Yes.
The algorithm hears you talking about, your age range and the things that are maybe plaguing you, and so it says, hey, here's something to market to you. And I think we are so obsessed with taking supplements because there is a big push to be quote unquote healthier, and a lot of these supplements really will market to say they are the cure that you need.
Yeah, I feel like you're looking at me when you said that.
Yeah.
I have a large supply of supplements. Matter of fact, I have the vitamin shop in my basement. Are there supplements that you would say that are worth taking versus ones maybe that you should avoid?
Yeah, I think we do have a lot of evidence around a couple of them. When indicated because you have a deficiency, I think we should lay that out, right? Iron is one of them. Vitamin D is another one, and then B12. So there are instances where all of those, we have good evidence that they can be beneficial, especially when they're supplementing a certain dietary pattern, like people who aren't getting a lot of B12, for example. I see a ton of iron deficiency in my practice, and that's something that you can have checked with lab work. And then vitamin D deficiency, I mean, it's Pittsburgh. It is everywhere.
We have no sun.
Yes, exactly.
Funny you should say that. Last year on a Wellness Wednesday, we talked about vitamin D. I started taking a supplement every single night, and it is amazing how it really has helped. But there's something about supplements I also want to mention, because it is not a one and done thing. This is not like taking something for a headache. You need the buildup of this in your system to get the benefits, right?
Yes, consistently taking them and also taking them the right way. So iron is fickle. Like, you have to take it a certain way. You need to avoid taking it with coffee. Things are going to affect its absorption,
and
like
calcium.
vitamin C.
Yeah.
Exactly. Something like taking vitamin D, that's a fat absorbable vitamin, so you want to take that with a meal, something that's going to help your body take it in better. And yes, you need to take it consistently.
Yeah. And we know that fruits and vegetables, they do have vitamin content in them. So when should you be eating those versus taking vitamins? And kind of what is the difference between the vitamins that you get from fruits and vegetables versus ones that you can supplement with?
Sure. So supplements, we have to also understand, is a completely unregulated industry in the sense of we don't actually know what's in them to the full degree.
That's scary,
That
Natalie.
is scary,
Yes.
right? And so you need to take it with a grain of salt that what you think you're getting on an ingredient label may not be the full story. Whereas with fruits and vegetables, even though there are issues with our agriculture in this country, they still are our main source of vitamins and minerals, and they come in a full pack that's already working together, right? Like, they are created that way from the ground to give you everything you need, including fiber, right? And it's all an important combination that you are not just going to get from isolating it out into a vitamin or something.
Yeah. Does it affect the vitamin if you drown that salad in ranch?
Sure.
Actually, we'll talk about that.
Next Wellness Wednesday.
Yeah, perfect. That'll be the question. So I especially want to know about the supplements that support immune health. I think right now more than ever, we have these new germs being introduced, especially if you have kids in the house. Are any of them legit as far as supporting our immune health?
So we do know that vitamin C can be really helpful, or zinc. These can come from foods. What we worry about with taking too much supplement vitamin C is you can actually increase your risk of kidney stones, which is no bueno.
No, we don't want that.
We don't want that. So again, getting it from your citrus fruits, that's where we want to aim for. And then things like turmeric, these anti-inflammatory properties, just use the actual turmeric spice. Put it in your smoothie, put it into your cooking, and it's a much more controlled intake than taking it, again, from a distilled down supplement.
Yeah, what about cinnamon? I know a lot of people take cinnamon. Does that help with, is it blood pressure or
sugar?
Blood sugar?
Yep, we like to use cinnamon in patients who have diabetes or pre-diabetes. Again, using it just in a spice, great option.
I love this. And the only way to find out if you're deficient in any of these certain vitamins is a blood panel, correct?
Yeah, you can ask your doctor. Talk about vitamin D, talk about your iron levels, talk about your B12. These are easy questions that can easily be answered with blood work.
Yeah, I have all of those supplements. match and a backup, just in case
My
I run
girl's
out.
deficient.
Yes.
Thanks for being here, Natalie. If you're interested in learning more about Direct Care Physicians of Pittsburgh or Rebel Wellness, head on over to our website, kdk.com/talkpittsburgh.
All right, coming up on the show, a major masonry competition is getting ready to hit our city. Find out where you can see this showcase of local skill and our own friendly competition that may require a structural inspection. Yes, that is true. That's next.